So he got me some sparkling water, so maybe he's probably going that way. I don't know.
Oh, he says you need some water?
Yeah, he got me some water. Oh, no, he's gonna come. I don't know. You know what I did with my oh, thank you. Y'all know what I did with my charger? Okay, it's okay. So anybody have an iPhone charger?
Right here.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Ask me some unusual questions.
Unusual?
Not no basic BS.
Unusual questions. Okay, why you so hard on these niggas?
Oh my God!
I want to know why you so hard on these
Am
niggas.
Am I hard on niggas?
That's what it is. From afar, watching, it seems like you hard on these niggas.
Really? What do I do that makes me? And I'll tell you why. I can't hear myself.
You can't hear yourself? Hello?
Testing. Okay, there we go. Maybe I need to talk in the mic more.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, why you so hard on these niggas? We don't get into it.
Okay.
I got properly introduce yourself.
Okay.
And all that good stuff. Yes, sir. Best Conversations Podcast. Back for another episode. I hope everybody's having a blessed, I hope everybody's having a blessed year. Prosperous year. Hey, when a lady come and correct you, it's a beautiful thing. Man. So we back for another episode, another week. How we do? Today's guest, I've been tracking her down, been trying to make this happen for about a year. Just because I love the music so much. I love her vibe so much. In my opinion, she had like the best song I heard last year. 2019, 2020, probably like
really?
Definitely the best song. Like legit, me and my wife really catch a vibe to that. Like you seen us on the beach and everything, like legit catching a vibe to it. My guest today is a singer, songwriter, rapper as well, actress, does voiceover work, and overall just a dope ass person. First time the Best Conversations Podcast. Everybody, let's welcome. I hope I don't fuck her name up. Lillian Blanche.
Yes. You can say Blanche or Blanche. You can say either.
Okay, gotcha. First off, how are you doing?
I am Gucci.
Gucci?
I'm on the go. I am barefaced. I am here.
Well,
so
you look beautiful. No worries. No worries at all. Like I said,
it'd be great to have some lashes though. And some lip gloss. Some lashes and some lip gloss would do me wonders right now.
Yeah. So me and you first connected. One of your homies was like came and did some work for me, and she was like, "Yo, you got to get my homegirl on the podcast. She is so dope. Her music is dope. No capping." She was like, "Yo, get her on the podcast."
Yeah, shout out to Destiny. That's Destiny.
What's up,
She's a photographer, videographer.
Yeah. So I was like, if she vouching for somebody that hard, let me check it out. And instantly, I was like swooped in to the music, and it's really good. And tonight, Best Conversations Podcast, we like to get into the journey a little bit, just a little bit. Get to know who is the person behind the beautiful, luxurious voice. So, first question I start off with is tell the people where you from.
I'm from the Faux.
From the Faux.
704 from Charlotte, from the QC, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah, what was life like growing up in Charlotte? Like, what was Charlotte like growing up?
What was Charlotte like? I have like two different worlds of experiences. Many different worlds of experiences, just from my upbringing. But I will say, Charlotte is just a cool place. But I mean, I've experienced the, I guess, middle class life, and then I've also experienced the hood life of Charlotte.
Okay.
And so don't know. I love Charlotte. It's a great place.
Yeah.
I have a shortage.
Yeah, I get a little shortage too.
Mm-hmm.
The middle class or you come from like a separate household? You with mom one weekend, dad one weekend? How was it like?
So it was my nana and my mom.
Okay.
And so I don't know. They both worked in like banking, but it was just like the environment. But yeah. So
okay.
And having like friends and knowing other families and things like that, and then you're able to get certain experiences. So I'm grateful for the street experience, and I'm grateful for the stable home, functional, both sides.
Siblings?
Yes, I got siblings. I have three.
Three?
Here.
Okay.
Three here. I'm the oldest of four.
Oldest
here.
of four. Any brothers?
I have one brother.
Okay.
From my mom. One brother from my mom.
Okay.
Here. So that's why I keep saying here, but I got, siblings outside of North Carolina.
Got you. All right. Growing up, like, what's the inspirations on the wall? Did you have any like posters on the wall? Any inspirations? Ooh. Like, what did the room look like?
That is so funny you ask. Sometimes I get sad because I really didn't have like that big like aesthetic. You know how people have like magazines and stuff on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have that. Like I had my mom in our room. We had educational things. Like we always had educational things. So like I remember having the seasons on the wall and things like that. But when I got to high school, probably like my freshman or sophomore year, I'm an artist, so I draw. I used to sketch, but then I also paint. Dope. So my nana, I bought these sheets, and they were like a moon, like that full moon that has like different things around it. Mm-hmm. Had that, and that was my inspiration. And so literally she took me to like Home Depot or Lowe's or something, and I bought paint for my room. So I had royal blue, gold, and baby blue. So I speak German. Mm. So on the top of my wall, it was...
How you say best conversations in German?
I don't know. I wouldn't say best is conversation, but sprechen, gut sprechen. I mean, that's good, like talking, but
okay.
Yeah. So the top of the wall said Himmel. So it's like baby blue and said Himmel and like clouds on it. Mm-hmm. And then I love words. So I had a word wall, and I had a graffiti pen because I used to do graffiti. So I had a graffiti pen, and I just put just new words and big words that I loved. I would always write them on the wall, and I had like gold stuff shooting from the floor. Like I just did strokes going up. Then on another wall, I had a whole skyscraper, mm-hmm. Which was like super dope. And then on one of my walls, it was the actual moon that was on my comforter. Gotcha. So it was like a very detailed moon. And so that was like the biggest thing that I ever put on my wall. But it was a dope room. I had a super dope room.
Okay. A lot of inspirations in there. Mm-hmm. At what age do you find your voice? As now you sing and you rap, you're dope at both. But at which one catches you first? Because before some of the new artists back then, you kind of had to pick, like mm-hmm. Were you rapping or you singing? Which one are you doing?
So I've been singing since I was a very little girl. But when I learned how to rap, rapping became my favorite. And even to this day, rapping is my favorite. Okay. I think probably as of recent, singing I'm finding more of my voice with the singing. But rapping did come to me easier, which is so funny. Like I will write a rap way faster than I write a song. Mm-hmm. And I just, because I feel it, like when I'm rapping, it's just like, whoo, gotta get this off my chest. Like, mm-hmm. So I loved rapping. But with finding my voice, I'm still finding my voice.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nah, it seems like it comes so natural. Like,
no. I mean, I guess for when I do write things, it comes natural. But there's still this woman that I see. There's still I'm getting to her. Like I'm slowly but surely getting to her, but I find that the more that I'm investing into just creating, she's slowly coming out. Which I'm pretty sure you've seen like the evolution, like even over the past year, even over the past couple of months, you know what I'm saying? So I'm still finding my voice.
Now in the beginning, what did you see on TV or anything that made you say like, hey, I want to do that. I want to do that too. Was there a video? Was there a song? What like, you know, for me personally, you know, we all go through our rapper stages. It was for me when I first wanted to do music. I seen Jay-Z Hard Knock Life video.
Oh my goodness!
And I seen that video and I was like, man, that seems so dope. He seems so cool. He seems so laid back. And I was like, man, I don't know. I just remember watching that video and just catching that inspiration. Like, yo, that dude right there. Like, yeah, I want to do what he
like
do.
Him?
Yeah.
I don't know that it was. Well, Mariah Carey. When I remember Sweet Day and always seeing Mariah and wanting to hit those notes. Like I would go hide and I would try to hit like Mariah notes and just seeing her in like fantasy. But when I was a little girl and I would see her in fantasy, like I would just always want to like be like her. And then Monica, that the old Monica good times. That song, like I used to want to be like Monica, and and then watching Star Search when I was a little girl, and then seeing the videos. But I do remember one time where I was just like, oh, it was like a struggle. Like I wanted to get out of the struggle because my mother experienced like struggles. You know, I never really watched my Nana struggle, but just being in my mom's environment. I remember that Scarface, Scarface and Mary? Oh, that song, that video. Remember that video? And I mean, we weren't.
I think it was Method Man.
No, that's Scarface.
No, Ghostface.
Ghostface. Why did I say Scarface? It's Ghostface. Ghostface Killer. Yeah. Ghostface. No disrespect to Ghostface, but. Yeah, I was watching that video, and I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it was like bad, and just her voice in that, and I used to just cry like, oh my gosh, I want to get there, and I'm still getting there. You know what I'm saying? So just I don't know. I just always saw me on stage, but my Nana would always have a camcorder, and she would always record me on her camcorder, and I was dancing as a little girl, so you know, I was always like on a stage or something. Since I was a little girl.
Always on the stage. Just now, did you sing in church?
I did not sing in church. I think the earliest time I ever sang in church, my great grandmother was in Lumberton.
Lumberton?
Yeah.
910 all day.
Yeah, my great grandmother, they would go back and forth from Lumberton in New Jersey, but you know, when I would go like visit her, they would have like children's church and they would kind of make us sing little songs, but it wasn't like a big old choir type of situation. And then like when I was like 8, I know I sang for a church anniversary here in Charlotte. We in Raleigh. But I sang for like one of my mom's church anniversaries. But I didn't ever sing, and I didn't even sing in a choir until I was in high school, like my senior year of high school. And my son's father, I sang for his church. And so those were the only experiences of really singing. But my mom used to sing in choirs. Okay. So I would just watch everything I do like my mom did first. Radio. My mom worked at a radio station first.
Really?
Yeah, my mom worked at a Hispanic radio station. Okay. So we used to go to Bojangles and have the Bojangles chicken wings. When Bojangles used to have chicken wings, buffalo wings, she would get me and my brother like hot wings from Bojangles, and we would just go sit and wait for her. But I, saw her in front of green screens when I was a little girl. She was always doing monologues and dancing. She was a great dancer. My mom's like hella talented, so I always watched her.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow, shout out to mom dudes, man.
Yeah.
Putting that inspiration in you. at what point is it post high school? Is it college? What is it where you wanted to become a full on recording artist?
Since I was a little girl.
Since you was a little girl,
but I'm
you already
shy.
Knew.
Yeah, but I'm shy as fuck.
No, you're not shy.
I swear to God,
you're not shy.
No,
I remember the first time I had a conversation with you. We was just trying to, get the podcast together, trying to do this. This was a long time ago, and you was literally talking to me like you knew me forever. I was like, yo, this girl, you was telling me about Quarantine Bay and all.
Oh my God.
I was like, what the fuck is a Quarantine Bay?
Oh my God. I hope Quarantine Bay never watches these interviews because I swear he comes up in every single freaking interview. But, okay, I am shy. If you are a cool person, a legit person, and I'm naturally transparent, so if I am quiet, it's because my intuition has already told me to block you off.
Okay.
So I will say that I'm comfortable around like spirits.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but I mean, I knew as a little girl, but I'd rather perform than have to do one-on-one. So my mom would be like, oh, sing. Because once she found out I was singing, like, cause I would always be singing and she would just be quiet. Like, just be quiet. But it wasn't until one New Year's Eve, I think like maybe my 7th grade year, and everybody was in a basement. We went out of town. Everybody was in the basement of a church. And I just went to the altar upstairs in the church, and I just started singing out. And I didn't even, know anybody was going to come up, but they came up. And I didn't know that they were seeing me within the church. And they were like, wow. And I was like, oh my God, I'm hiding. But then they were like, oh, sing for this person. And I wouldn't want to. And she would be like, what if you have to sing for this person? No, it doesn't work like that. But I, was in tune with certain people who could have gotten me connected while I was in high school, even from, 9th grade on. And nothing just ever stuck. So I was supposed to fly out to LA and do, you know what I'm saying? But just it never happened then. And I'm so glad it didn't. So.
Really? Now, the craziness about the music business is, you try to meet this person to make this happen, like you were just saying, like to make all this happen. Take me to some of the, the darker times when you spending your own money on studio times and all that, like.
The darker time is now.
Really?
Yeah.
I would think it's the brightest time because with the way the music business is set up now, you can do everything yourself.
Right. I will say that. I mean, it's always been a kind of hustle where you could have made money off of it. But even still, it's very hard. It's very hard for independent artists. I mean, it's a little easier when you have a bigger team. And my team is still coming together. But with the resources that I have and some of the people who are around me, a lot of things are being, they've happened, thank God, but it's still not a huge team. But, between myself and anyone who comes up at whatever time, things are getting done, but we're doing it at a higher quality.
Yeah.
But I want to say like a darker time was like 2009, and I kind of quoted it in my Cold Summer freestyle when I was like, I'm hungry and I'm writing like it's 09. Because in 09, like legit, I didn't have anywhere to stay. I was living out of my car. I was doing rapping mainly, but I was singing on like guys' hooks, and niggas was legit selling CDs out their car. That's how they was making money, like to eat, like,
Wow.
And some of my best work is on those mixtapes.
Right.
Some of my best work is on those mixtapes. I mean, songs that I sing to today.
What was your first was your professional name always been the same?
No, I have had so many names.
Okay.
Do you want to know?
I want to know. I would love to know.
Okay, so my middle name is Sierra.
Okay.
So like high school, like my freshman year, sophomore year, I was still gonna go be in the music industry as Sierra.
Okay.
But then Sierra came out.
Right.
And then me and another girl named Sierra, we were in talks with some people who are in the industry or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, okay, well, you guys got to figure out a new name. And so she went with Sine. And, you know, I always had CC. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I kind of use that still. I use CC. But in middle school, I had a rap name. My rap name was Queen Spritz.
Queen Spritz.
Queen Spritz, because you know how you would spray the spritz on top of your hair to do the crunches to make your hair come down. So, and my homie who taught me how to tag, his name's Jorge, but he used to go by Gel. So he was like,
when we say tag, we're talking about
graffiti.
Graffiti,
yeah,
correct.
Yeah. So he was like, you know, his name was Gel. He's like, yo, your name's gonna be Spritz, and so he used to tag Spritz on everything. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of like my first artist name was like Queen Spritz, which is so funny that he called me Queen Spritz. It was like Spritz. And then, you know, of course, CC. And then, freshman year of like college, I used to hang out at Johnson C. Smith, and I had a friend named Aramith, and he was just like, yo, you need to call you Lillian. Because I told him my whole name, and he was like, yeah, you need to go by Lillian. And that was my Nana's name. So, you know, to respect her, and then plus I wanted people to respect me, and I felt like CC Sierra was like a childish name, so I just adopted Lillian. And so he would call me Lillian all the time, so I just embraced the name Lillian, because coming up I thought it was such an old name, and it was like, nah. Then my grandmother passed away the year after I graduated, like, so that same year that I started really going by Lillian, she passed away. And then I went by Lillian Sierra. So I got some rap stuff that's out online and some singing stuff where I was Lillian Sierra. But when she died, I made a YouTube, and that's how I got known a little bit from YouTube. And I was known as Cease Wild. So people would call me Cease or Cease Wild or whatever. And Cease Wild and Lillian Sierra. And then in 2000 in what was that, 12? I want to say. Yeah, probably about 2012, I had an old Facebook name with Blanche in it. I'm not going to say the whole thing in it. So I just took Blanche from that, and I just made a Lillian Blanche. I created Lillian Blanche in 2012.
All right.
And it's been that since.
It's almost like alter ego, almost a little bit.
Yeah.
So, is it almost like that? Is it like, hey, this is Lillian over here, and this is Mom over here, like it's almost two separate things?
In using the name Lillian, I tread lightly on some of the things that I do and some of the things that I say, because my grandmother was such a woman of value, very intellectual, very smart, very loving, just top-notch, top-tier woman, well-known in my city. And I didn't even know some of the great things that she did, and I'm still just finding out some of the things that she did within the city. So I kind of tread lightly with some of the things I say, which has kind of been hard to be artistically free, because I don't want to do anything that she would just completely disagree with. With some of the songs that I've come out with, treads the line, and she would probably be like, oh my God, Cece. Like, I can't believe you know what I'm saying? You're doing that. But I always just try to think of her. But Cece, I think, I was talking the other day, and I was like, yeah, they know Lillian, they don't know Cece. Because I will curse your ass out. Like, yeah.
Like I was telling you when we was talking off mic, I was like, yeah, you be hard on these niggas out.
What do I be saying? Is you talking about via my music? Or
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you like Drake. You like Drake. You so slick.
I love Drake.
I know what you doing on the freestyle you did.
Oh, which one? The newest one?
No. When you flip
Tootsie Slide.
The Tootsie Slide.
I mean, that's what Quarantine Babe was doing. That's what I felt like. I really felt like, and even, yeah, I'm not even going to say other things, but yeah, I mean, it's the truth.
Well, let's get it. We've been doing some talking. Let's take a quick music break. This is a song that I fell in love with, and I would love for you to world premiere on this show. and you know, just let the people know about Sweet, and
for sure.
And tell the people who produced it, and you know, inspiration about behind writing it, and all that. Let us know about it.
It's now.
Yeah.
Right now. Okay, so a producer actually played me with the song. The same producer who played me for "Wipe Me Down."
Okay.
So I had to get "Sweet" remade,
okay.
and it was remade by Yo Major.
Okay.
The words, the homie who wrote "Wipe Me Down," he wrote the first verse or whatever. We collabed on the song, or the second verse. You know, we made the hook. But the song is really about me and a guy vibing, and the expectation is approach me, holler at me, because I see you seeing me, and I like you, and you like me.
Right.
So holler at me. Then I'm not gonna make it easy for you. Like, just come and talk to me.
It ain't always that easy though.
It fucking is. It's really as simple.
It's not really that easy.
Well, because I think people are so used to categorizing people and putting people in different categories that they put this value on people when everybody's just the same. If you look at people like they're the same as you, it makes it so much easier to talk to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. So world premiere here.
World premiere. So it's Lillian Blanche, and this is my song "Sweet."
Yes, Best Conversations podcast.
Best Conversations podcast.
Yes, let's go. Yes. Best Conversations podcast. That was a whole vibe right there. Get that applause ready. Yes, that was Lillian Blanche with the song "Sweet."
I love the applause.
Yes, I feel like that should be already on the radio. Like, blasting,
tell me about it.
Tell me about doing the video. The video was.
Oh man!
I was anticipating that video for so long. First off, I felt a little type of way, invite to the video shoot. felt a little way.
I have
because it was a big budget too, little budget.
Why? Yeah, it definitely was a bigger budget than before. Yeah, so many things went wrong for that. Like, I had an NBA player for that shoot.
Okay.
And then he came back and said that he doesn't think his girlfriend's gonna like him playing that part.
Okay.
So he was out of it, and then I got a celebrity barber.
Okay.
The morning of the shoot, an injury happened with his child, literally hours before we were supposed to shoot. So didn't have him. He had went and bought all the stuff, everything. And then I was stuck the day of the shoot trying to find someone else. So literally everything had been done, treatment, setting time, everything was just done. And I just had to find other people. Found someone on Instagram, then he turned around because I said, I'm like, are you gonna do it? Just let me know because I need to know. So if I need to look for someone else, I can. He got offended by that, and he said he couldn't do it. Which was crazy to me. I paid another little boy to do it, and he took my money and didn't show up. I had to have
bullshit.
I swear to God, I had to have thugs hit that nigga up and be like, bruh, where my down payment?
What
like,
the fuck?
Yeah, because I cashed that to him just to make sure he could get there, and I was gonna give him the rest of the money when he got there, and he just stopped responding. Yeah,
so who's the guy that ultimately
was on there?
Was on the
video.
So
the director, the shooter, cinematographer for it, he, of course, because he shoots, he knows different actors, and he was just like, I got somebody who, you know what I'm saying, he can be on call. And luckily, he was able to come on set. I mean, he played a wonderful part. He did wonderful acting. He's a great actor. But yeah, I did kind of want a different feel for it. I didn't want it to be really funny. Mm-hmm. I really wanted it to be like more like, not sexy, but sexier. Mm-hmm. But he played a wonderful part for that part. I think the vibe was so cool. Like his name is Dominic. Okay. He's a cool guy. Cool guy. Dominic. Yeah, cool guy. So that's how that happened. But my attitude was so fucked up on set. Like, people don't really get to see me in a pissed off element, and when I'm pissed, I don't talk.
I'm already scared of black women when they pissed off anybody. So then if you fucking with their art as well.
But and my money.
And your money.
Don't fuck with my money.
Your art and your money. That'll definitely get you fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was so quiet, and I mean, but I'm cool though. I'm cool with whoever's cool there. But my homegirl was like, it was so ugly. I was like, but I wasn't even saying anything. But with me, when I'm angry, my energy emits, and you can feel me, and it's not cute.
Got you. Now, in the song, you say "shoot your shot." Now, to everybody that's watching on Best Conversations right now, are you single?
I am single.
You're single. Single.
Oh, I'm single.
Okay.
I'm single.
Now.
Do people need clarity? Like, I'm single. I'm single. And I mean, I wish that. I don't know.
What is the what most frustrates you in this day and age of dating?
The biggest frustration is the lack of communication. Like, just keep it real. Like, you know how you could be like talking to somebody one day and just something that they do turns you off,
right?
And you don't want to talk to them anymore. Say that so they don't do it with somebody else. Like, you be like, yo, you know, you cool people, but you know, you do this, and that's one of my deal breakers. And you know, it's nothing against you, but it is, and that's one of my deal breakers. I don't like it. Or, you know what, I was just liking you last week. I don't think I too much like you this week. And a person can be like, oh, okay, bet. Like, you know, I have been talking to somebody on the phone, and he was very consistent. He would, you know, he was calling and texting or whatever. Even though I feel like intellectually he wasn't my vibe because, you know, I was like, you know, he's consistent. And so I appreciate consistency because Aquarians need consistency for us to thrive, even though we don't like to be held down. Like, we don't like to feel like we're not free. Like, we love our freedom, but we need consistency. So even if it's just you want to be a talk buddy, You be a talk buddy. You want to be a fuck buddy? Be a fuck buddy. But I have to know that you're going to be consistent with that. If you want to be a cuddle buddy, you're going to be, we just need to know that you're going to be where you're at. You know what I'm saying? That what you say is what it is.
Got you.
That's how we ride.
What's the clarifications, being grown this day and age, of just being the fuck buddy? Like, what's the clarifications of just being the fuck buddy?
Well, I'm going to be honest. I have never had a fuck buddy. But anybody who I have sex with, I gotta have some emotional tie to them.
Absolutely.
And I think that I've had sex with some, like a guy or two or three. And there wasn't anything past that first, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't even give my all during the intercourse, because like Aquarians, we, take your time with us. Take your time with having sex with us. Don't just come and fuck us, because we are more like vibe. We're more vibe people. And the longer you take getting to know us, we feel more comfortable with you. So don't try to fuck me on the first night. Like, I had one night stand, and it was because I feel like we just vibed that whole evening before it happened, and I felt so comfortable. And he didn't make me feel like I just did something so horrible.
Absolutely. And I bet like the day after, and y'all just kept
still
talking.
Think about this guy.
Y'all still.
No, we didn't.
For really? It was a legit one night stand.
I thought we're gonna talk.
But it was a legit one night stand.
Yeah. Wow. We spoke a couple of times after that, but he just vanished.
Wow.
I made a song about him called. No, I ain't gonna say.
Tell
me. No, because then people know where it happened.
They're gonna start putting one and two.
They don't know him.
Give me an ideal first date.
My ideal first date.
What would be a great first date for you?
To be honest, I don't know. I know all the things that I want to do, but guys haven't really taken me out on dates.
I don't believe this.
It is the God's honest truth.
I don't believe
Last night, listen, I was on a little podcast last night, and they asked me the same question about like a date when the last time I was on a date. And I have not been on a date in a very long time. Like an actual date. A really great date for me would be me and the guy being so fly. Like us just dressing up, being so fly. Like him saying, here's an outfit for you, or here's some money. Go buy you a nice outfit and some nice shoes. Go get your nails done. Go get your makeup done. Like, he's getting my makeup done, my nails done, my feet done, getting me an outfit. And, he comes and picks me up, or we have a nice little Supreme Uber or something like that. Right. So we can go, go have a wonderful dinner. I don't drink, but you know what? I would drink that night. And, we would take pictures and be matching. And
that's a lot for a first date.
Fuck, I don't give a shit. I don't care. Okay, first date. You did say first date.
Yeah, first date.
Oh, okay, first date. Shit, all of that. Shit, we doing big body shit. Fuck it. I don't want no lame shit no more. My nigga, come fucking wreck. Like, and then we go home. We go to his crib. And we just, I get in comfortable clothes.
Right.
And, we just cuddle, watch some movies, and then maybe have a wonderful, decent sex.
Okay.
I was going to say the F word. But then talk, like, all night, and then just wake up and be able to lay in bed for one whole day. Stuck in the house. That's a great day.
That's
for 24 hours.
24 hours watching everything on Netflix.
And talking. That's a great first date for me.
Maybe I'll play
24 hours.
A little 2K too.
I would sit and watch him play 2K. I would go to sleep and just sit beside him.
Yeah. Little 2K as well. Yeah,
that was a good question. Yeah. But 24 hours cooped up with a nigga. Like
24 hours cooped up with a nigga.
No phones, no nothing.
Now, have you ever been married, and do you ever want to be married?
I've never been married. When I was a little girl, that was the only thing I thought of. I always thought about my wedding. I always wanted to be married.
Okay.
But it was just always scary to me. Because, again, I'm Aquarius. I don't want to feel like locked down. I feel like it's the end of the world. It's like, oh, my God, I like this person. Oh, shit, are you going to be my forever? Like, so I got to honest truth know how niggas feel. And that's probably why they'd be so scared. They meet a girl and they vibe out so much to her, or they like her so much, and they feel like they have to abandon her because they don't want her to be stuck on them. Whole time not even knowing. Girls don't even want to be in that situation. They just want something consistent to, not fill the time, but we all need companionship.
Yeah.
And even if you're just companionship to where you both need companionship or a deeper friendship until you figure out who you are. Because sometimes I think we need to meet certain people so we can figure out who we are to become the person we need to be for the people that we're supposed to be with.
Yeah, absolutely. How is important, I was looking at an interview with the girl that played Tasha on Power. She said something really dope that her man proposed to her, gave her a ring, and also gave her daughter a ring as well. That is amazing. That's some really dope shit. Yeah. That's pretty dope, right?
Because I would want my significant other to have a relationship with my children, and then I wouldn't want to bring another child into the world and them feeling disconnected from that. I just need everybody to be a set click.
Yeah, just I'll click. But you do want to get married one day, maybe.
Yeah. Right now, I'm totally focused on my career right now. Totally focused. And if I were to get married, it definitely would have to be with someone who is assisting with what I'm doing. But I haven't turned up. Like I haven't got to turn up yet. And I feel like I always want to date. Like I just want to date.
Date. All right. Give me something else to play.
You gotta play my freestyle. You gotta play that damn Friend Zone.
Friend Zone freestyle? That's what you want?
Yeah.
Friend Zone? And then what?
It's on SoundCloud.
I know it's on YouTube right here.
Okay. Something else you want?
No. We'll do that.
Okay.
And then we'll wrap up and and get back to
Why it gotta be relationship questions? Ask me some other shit.
No, you don't like them fuckers. I'll be all right. We'll get to some other shit. All right. Best Conversations Podcast. Leon, she in the building.
First I hit you up, then you say what's up. I say you my crush, then you say I'm fucking. I look like you're supposed to know. Didn't lie when I said you was a vibe. It's the games of the mind. Why you pushing up on me like I begged you for the space? I never let these niggas step up and share my space. Show me some affection, I want Jones to come to my place. Nigga, now you phony like to my face. Now I'm overthinking what you think when you masturbate. Before you say you're freaky, I could sit on your fucking face. Yeah, I like your rose and you a nasty nigga. Oh, I'm not your type, I'm something different, nigga. I can't see I'm wasting my time. You're not a vibe now. If it's just singing you a song with you tied down. Is you seeing someone, nigga? Is you tied down? I could bro you, I could sign you. I won't tell you, I'll just show you. Like I don't know you. It's so funny that you laugh. I ain't tripping, say the word, and it's over. That's my word. So back like I said, should I not hit you up? Even though you're my crush, boy, you got me fucked up. If you think this shit cool, I want to share your energy, but I ain't sharing shit with a nigga that ain't into me. I feeling real crushed now. I see you smiling in your bust down.
Ooh, Best Conversations Podcast.
Best Conversations Podcast.
Wow. Wow. So much going on in that freestyle.
I don't want to talk about it. I actually got cursed out the other night because of that freestyle.
Wow. Man, it was definitely dope. But it was a lot to pull from. Now talk to me. What brings you to the city? What brings you to Raleigh? What you working on up here?
So I'm in a little mini film.
Okay.
So I had rehearsals. I originally had rehearsals, today and tomorrow.
Okay.
But we no longer have rehearsals tomorrow. So yeah, and then I was on Most Wanted Radio. Shout out to Juan Baton. In DC, and Jack too. But yeah, so I just went ahead, and since I was going to be in the city, I went and hollered at them last night and did that podcast. And I'll probably be seeing my homie Splash, interviewing with him because I know he's been wanting me to come back up here. And of course, Two Fly King is out here, the one who produced the Alone for Christmas, and so he worked on Exhale's song that's on the radio right now, so he produced that, and he's going to be producing some stuff on her project and on my project. And I just want to connect with so many people in Raleigh, because I mean, this is like the music city of North Carolina, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you very wanted. Everybody want a piece of you. Everybody
I'm trying to find time.
Which is definitely amazing. Did any goals? Did you set any goals going into 2021?
I did. Well, actually, one of the goals was to be on NBA 2K21.
Okay.
And I made NBA 2K21 in 20. Yeah.
What?
Last year. You didn't see it on my page?
Nah, I missed that.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the game.
You on 2K21?
I promise you. I'm on a song called Run It Up.
Shit. Round of applause for that. I play 2K all fucking day.
Yeah, you probably heard it.
Oh, shit.
You didn't see that post?
I mean.
But that's, you know what, that's why they say, like, keep reposting your stuff online. Absolutely. Because you're getting new followers every day.
Yeah.
People aren't seeing it every day, so you legit have to.
And nowadays people watch the stories more than the post. So
and I put in my stories.
I totally missed that. But that's congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I found out in October, and so we just put it out last week. I just told everyone like last week.
Wow.
And then I'm about to be up under new distribution. Okay. I'm not gonna say anything until they redistribute Sweet.
Okay.
But
would you ever consider redoing the video for Sweet?
I actually am gonna redo the video for Sweet. I want to do a remix, but I'm trying to get the right rappers on it. I kind of want to do a up top remix, a West Coast remix, and a down south remix.
Let me just be at one of the videos too.
For sure, I got you.
Little baby cameo.
Okay, I got you.
Cause I really fuck with it. Now,
I'm so see. I'm pounding to it, and I don't like people on my set.
Cause I really fuck with the song. Like,
no, it was so funny when. What video did I post for Sweet? Oh, the little mini teaser, the commercial teaser for Sweet. Yeah. Because that was supposed to come out for the new distribution for Sweet. Okay. And he was like, so you shot, why did you reshoot the video? I was like, Wody, the video is not reshot. That is just like a mini teaser, mini commercial, just to keep it going. It's nothing but content. People want to see content. Right. And so that it hits them, But the video to Friend Zone is going to be coming out within the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I just shot that.
Yes. Anything else you want the people to know before we get up out of here?
I really love people, and I'm not an asshole. And no, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything in specific that I want to know. I just want them to stream, and really stream the music. And if it's something that you like, allow somebody else to hear it, because.
Absolutely.
Contrary to popular belief, artists, we need you. I make the music for myself, but it feels really good when other people rock to the music. And I'm not up under a major label.
I made a whole playlist, not with just you on it, but I made a whole just rap. This bunch of artists from Carolina.
And you keep doing that, and I'm so we're thankful for people like you, because that's how, you know what I'm saying, that's how we get streams. You listening to one person, you might get on to listen to one person and you're cleaning up and you just so happen to hear another song. It's so much good music out here that, you know, we probably won't be able to hear it all in our lifetime, but just an extra stream always is something. I'm fucking grateful. Like, I'm grateful that you even want me here. I'm grateful that anybody even wants me at any podcast, and that anybody's even reposting my music or listening to a song. Like, I'm hella thankful.
Nah, your vibe is amazing. The music, most importantly, the music is amazing. It's top notch. You definitely take a lot of time on, because you direct the videos as well.
Yeah, I do. I don't play.
You don't play at all, and your vibe is great. The music is amazing, and nothing but prosperous and great things going into 2021 and beyond.
I want a bigger budget, and I want to be able to, like, when every chance I get to be able to perform in front of crowds, and when we open all the way back up, I want really, my name's gonna be a household name. Absolutely. Like, I just, you know, more placement.
I can definitely see it. I can definitely see it. Like, no cap. Like, I've been up here capping with some niggas before. Yeah. I've definitely capped with a few niggas up here before, because they kind of, you know, even knowing they need a little work.
Yeah.
But you got it together. And
appreciate it.
And I hope everything works. All right, shout out to social media and where they can find you, and, you know, and all that good stuff.
Okay. So, hey everybody, again, it's Lillian Blanche on Best Conversations radio podcast, and you can find me on all social media platforms as Lily Goat Gruff, and you can Google Lillian Blanche for all of the latest, greatest hits, because I don't miss.
That's right.
I don't miss
at all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being a guest. Sure. We pulled this together today.
Listen, Linda.
We pulled this together today. I literally seen that you was in Raleigh. I was like, what? You in Raleigh? I was like, and shout out to AMI Studio. Like, yo.
Shout out to AMI Studios. It's so cozy in here. It's like a cottage-like feel. The freaking podcast room looks good. It's Dre and Mike. Shout out to them.
Good memory. Because I never remember Dre's name.
Really?
I never remember Dre's name.
But you know what? I remember their names because of Cool and Dre.
Okay.
And so I just Dre and Mike, you know, got the vibes. But the studio space looks so good in here. Their vibes are really good. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, if you're an artist, come fuck with it. Definitely. Nice equipment too. Very nice. Very nice.
Very nice. All right, man. This is another edition of Best Conversations podcast. Another week. I hope everybody had a very blessed week. All right, man. We're gonna end this thing. The same way every time. Make sure y'all follow her. Make sure y'all follow Best Conversations podcast. And happy birthday to my daughter Mahogany. She's 13 years old today.
Happy birthday, Mahogany.
I gotta say happy birthday to Mahogany. All right, man. Keep God first, and I promise everything will always work out. Best Conversations podcast. We out.
I vibe, you vibe, we vibe.
All right.
I'm gonna write this down. Gel. So there.